Raider reaction is for mature audiences only. So if you can't stand the heat, stay away from the fire.
It's another beautiful day to be a raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield, I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation, and you come back. Why? Because it's time. It's time to bring them.
What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live, as always, from Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. And where is that, might you ask? Well, let me give you some simple directions. It's just down the street, just past the house, with the boarded up windows. Stop and ask my man Joe. He's a gentleman and a scholar. He's also a man of commerce, so make sure you slip him something. And he'll point you in the right direction. You're going to take a right, and then an immediate left. And as you're strolling down the street, you're going to pass a deep, dark, creepy-ass alley to your immediate right. And as you stroll by, this crazy breeze hits you that chills you right to your skeletal core. Is it the autumn wind? You goddamn right. Should you go down that deep, dark alley? Well, of course you should. Because what you'll find at the end is a little place that we like to call deep behind the enemy line. And as it is every Thursday on Raider Reaction, we're going to have a little Raider Nation Ricochet. And joining me, as always, is my favorite salty bastard, Captain Jack.
I'm not yarging until we win. And I had to pick these up. Thank you, by the way,
Yes.
for taking them home with me, or with you, actually. This is what I'm going to use the next time I have to see another friggin' loss live. And I'm going to London in what, 3 weeks? 2 weeks, babe? Well, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks,
Well,
because you got,
I got this ready.
I don't have a calendar in front of me. Why is all this difficult math right out of the gate? Damn.
Well, okay. Point being, thank you for bringing. This is the captain's pissed off gear. Just like I'm not yarging,
Well, see,
this is what I'm going to
They
use.
wouldn't even let him bring this in the stadium at Hard Rock Stadium. So.
Well, it's actually in every stadium.
Oh, is it? Well,
yeah.
assholes. Well, I mean, come on. What's wrong with a firearm inside of a stadium full of
it's
people?
actually-
What could go wrong?
Okay, you can't see this, but this is some really heavy wood, and with the metal on it.
Oh, yeah,
this is a weapon.
If you drunken club somebody, that sumbitch, they're going down.
And that is why I'm glad that I did not have it with me, because both you and I had some really excellent seats, by the way.
Yeah, they were excellent seats, and by the end, I could have drunken clubbed somebody, unfortunately. Yeah. But it was, all right. We'll start out, because it's really the first time the captain and I have had a chance to sit down and discuss the game that we sat and watched together, but since Sunday. So we'll start with that. We'll cleanse of that, and then we'll move on to everything that's happened. And we won't spend a lot of time on it, because I'm sure you've already
cleansed it.
I've cleansed it too. I've
and-
cleansed it numerous times. I cleansed it on the way home, the next day, Tuesday, and I even talked about it a little yesterday with Prime. And yeah, so we won't spend much time on it, but it was obviously
it was good for a half.
Oh man!
But they left here.
So many points on the field.
You're taking my lines, man.
So many points on the field.
They left the touchdown that could have been if they would have given the ball to friggin' Marshawn. Then you have Cooper breaking off the route, where if you do one of two things, if Carr throws it to friggin' Martavis Bryant, who's streaking across the middle, one-on-one, or if Cooper doesn't break off the route, he probably gets a long gain, and God knows what happens after that.
I've heard different opinions on that play, and I'm in the opinion that I know he was open for a little bit behind him, but the way Carr threw that ball was damn near like a punt, and I don't think it had a chance in hell.
It was a punt.
I don't think it had a chance in hell of not one of those three guys getting back there and getting to that ball.
Well, that's why I said if you got triple coverage, there's somebody that's on single coverage, and that would be Martavis Bryant.
It just seemed like a bad decision, because I distinctly remember that play almost in like slow motion, because he rolls out to avoid the pressure, and in like a split second, he glances down, sees Coop, and just lets it fly.
And he threw off his back foot again. I'm pretty sure.
It was. I've went back and watched it a couple of times. I watched it on the coach's tape, because I get it with Game Pass. And that one, and the other play, obviously, the one that happened damn near right in front of us, that freaking
the interception
that ended the game.
Oh my God! And now I think that's about the last I saw you too, because we saw that.
That interception happened, and my ass left seat, and I was out. I mean, it was over at that point. I don't ever leave. I never leave unless it's over. But at that point, it was over. Excuse me. I did not leave then.
No.
I stayed when the running back was halfway down the fucking field before he hit the end zone. My ass was gone. Yeah. I said, fuck that. I ain't gonna see him score. As soon as I seen him break and hit open field, I just got the fuck up and said, let's go. That was it. That was all I needed to see.
I stayed to see them get the field goal. And then I stayed when they didn't get the onside kick. That's when I left the stadium, and it was wow. I must have like walked like twice around the stadium trying to get to the friggin' car on the way out.
Oh,
too.
did you go the
Yeah, I
wrong
went
direction?
The wrong way.
Oh no, I was following the herd, and I was kind of like the only thing that landmark. You've got the one big overpass that comes, and I was looking at that. I'm like, I think that's the way I came in.
Yeah,
so
I
that's
gotta
the way I
remember
came
it's
in.
southeast.
Because if you see that, you know you're walking in the direction because the lot's like kind of under it. But
I'm telling you this now. Jerry, my brother from another mother, the flying Jerry Lopez from the South Florida Raider Boost Club. We both said this. Mark my words. If the Raiders play in Miami again, and it's September or October or even the first part of November, I'm not going because it's too frigging hot.
it was hotter than the hubs of hell.
No, I'm not going. Now,
Oh,
you
my
guys
God.
want to see me
Because
dress up? I'm sorry. I'm going to stay where it's
Everybody's
cool.
in all black. I'm in all black.
Yeah.
I got a freaking bandana, a black hat. I mean, I'm standing out there. Thank God we had the tent set up with the backdrop because we were like the only freaking shade out there. And I mean, when you stepped out from under the canopy, it was like the sun was burning through the side of your brain.
Right.
It was so freaking hot.
It's not hell, but you can see it from there.
Oh, man. Yeah, you're at the doorway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was another game that slipped away. We could easily be 2-1 without even a difficult argument. You could make the case.
Yeah,
but
my aunt had a cock.
ifs and buts, man. Ifs and buts ain't gonna get you nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
Sorry.
Nowhere.
Anyway, yeah.
Get you to 0-3. That's where it'll get you.
Should have been 2-1. We're over, and I'm gonna keep my notice until the end. I'm not gonna tell you what, obviously, because we're gonna talk about the Cleveland game.
Oh yeah.
And I'm coming in cold. A lot of good things to talk about here on the spreadsheet here between the commission. And I'm glad that you had some, I have some, and I'm gonna throw a couple other ones in as well. So Miami sucks. For the most part, the fans were okay in our section.
Our section, nobody.
Except for that one asshole that was on my right side.
Yeah.
That he was.
I went out and I did my live halftime show right in the middle of a whole bunch of Dolphins fans. I didn't give a shit. I didn't care. I went right outside where they were all smoking, and I did it right there.
Well, I was busy.
And nobody really said too much to. The guy that sat in front of me had like a brief second where he wanted to say something right at the end of the game when it was clinched, but that was really about it. Everybody was, for the most part,
yeah,
our section
everybody
was
in our
okay.
section was pretty cool. They were pretty cool. It was just one
I didn't have
flaming
issues.
rectal hemorrhoid on.
No, I didn't
right
have
side.
any issues last year either. We were actually in a decent section, but I heard plenty of other people. As I see Jason said he had a less than stellar experience.
Yeah.
But last year I didn't have an issue last year either. Actually, the guys last year in front of us got up because we were in the second row. They were right in the first row. They got up, said good game, walked out, and that was it. And which is kind of the way it should be.
So you got upgraded.
Yeah, really. So yeah, nobody said anything this time. But I've been where it's.
But again, folks, if you're coming to Florida and you're expecting Captain Jack to be there because the game's in Miami, and I'm going to make an addendum.
Oh, I call bullshit. If it comes around and we got a game in the state, he'll be there.
No.
I'm telling.
If it's hot, unless you guys have like these one of.
Well, that's like any time in regular season, basically.
Well, no, because remember
What,
how hot it was in Tampa years ago too.
Oh man, it's so hot at the fucking Tampa
maybe
Stadium.
we'll see if you guys pay me.
It's so hot at the Tampa Stadium because the way it's built, there's no goddamn shade. You just fucking roast there.
Jacksonville, we'll see, but again,
I don't know. It's a possibility. I hope we get them back in the state again this season, but we'll see. Anyway, well, before we move on from the Miami game, I want to hit one last point. And I want your thoughts, because I've expounded on it numerous times this week. What do you think about the last play? Not the last play like the whole game, but basically the last play.
The
interception.
Okay.
First down. I mean,
it's first down. It's like 2:30, 2:35, something like that. It's on the high side of the 2-minute warning. We have them gassed. They're gasping for air. Martin's been running. The play calling's been good. Dink dunk run. We're going down the field for what I know will be the winning touchdown. Okay, and then on first down, mind you, when they're out, I think they were either close to out of timeouts or maybe, but we had them.
Yeah.
And then on first down, Carr throws to Bryant on a checkoff because he checked out of the play. But the thing is that he both underthrew and threw it into the field of where the defender had Martavis Bryant covered like a glove. If you're gonna throw the pass, throw it to either out of bounds or only where your receiver can get it.
It's incomplete or a catch, and that's it.
That's it.
If it's not there, you don't force a play on first down.
Yeah.
There's no reason to. If it ain't there, throw the son of a bitch into the fifth row and go back and huddle up again.
And it's second down and whatever. And you got plays to burn. That upset me. I mean, you just our whole little Raider section, it was just all of the air.
Oh, it was so deflating.
It was horrible.
Because it was such a good game to watch. It was an enjoyable game to watch up until right then.
At that point, yeah.
You were just like, because it was back and forth, and there was it was good scoring. It was a good game.
And then two plays later, another friggin' jet sweep, run left, cut back,
gone.
And that's when you were gone because he was gone too. The little Smurfs that were high-fiving each other for the touchdown.
I was out. I'd seen enough. That was the nail in the coffin for me. Yeah, apparently there was a little life after that, but.
Well, I said you missed the field goal. I saw the field goal, but then, like I said, when they had the onside kick and it was right to the bastard, I said, "Yep, time to go." And I never walk out of games until there's triple zeros on the clock. This is the second time this year, about the same amount of time left on the clock, because I walked out with a little less than 2 minutes to go in Oakland on the Monday nighter, and it was well out of hand by then, but still, I stayed for most of the game.
I never typically either. There's only been a couple times where they were actually freight trainings where, we were getting pounded and, wanted to save myself a little face and beat the traffic because there was no point.
Didn't help me. I walked around the stadium twice, man. And there's nothing worse than having a-hole Dolphin fan say, "Hey, man, you got an awful lot of shit on to watch your team lose." I heard that so many times, and I finally said it to people. I said, "You know what? Don't be a dick. You won the game. Don't be a dick." I had to say that to a couple times, and I swear, if I didn't have the job that I have, I would have swung on about 7 or 8 of them. I would have swung on them. But again, I like to maintain my job, so I did not. One of these days when I don't have my job, I can do a lot of different things.
Sweep the leg. Sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg. I would have. But yeah, it sucked. But you know what? There's not even next week. In 3 days?
Yeah.
It's 3 days.
Yeah, not that far away. So, one of the issues, obviously, that come up over the last week was our issue with kicker.
Yeah.
Nugent's down. He's been sent to IR. Pinero's there as well.
He's on the IR?
Yes.
Oh, they IR'd him. Okay,
yes,
so that means McCrane's going to be there for a little while.
He is, yeah. He went to IR. They brought McCrane up. He's went to IR. And he's the kid. He's the kid.
Kid is a really good kicker out of Kansas State. Had a really good kick percentage there in college. He had
86%, 57 to 66 over 4 seasons with Kansas State, and 133 of 134 in extra points
and PATs. The thing is, though, is also he kicked everything in sight in the preseason. He didn't miss a kick in the preseason, so maybe this is the blessing that we had. In fact, I want to say it because there's something about this kid that I said on my show. By the way, the podcast, which is Coast to Coast Raider, you said that I wanted to get that podcast out.
Yeah.
I finally did.
Yeah.
Coast to Coast Raider Nation on Spreaker.com. I mentioned the kid by name as to his importance this Sunday, but we'll get to that at the end of the show. But yeah, McCrane, good pickup for the Raiders. So kid's got a leg too. And
he does, but I'm always worried about a rookie.
Yeah.
Well, it always concerns me, but at some point he's got to get the experience somehow.
I was gonna say you're only a rookie once.
So I guess we're gonna see. You know, we thought we were gonna go the rookie anyway. So
yeah.
the first one didn't work out. So we'll try
Well,
this guy.
Pinheiro can come back around mid-season, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. They might just keep Pinheiro. I mean, God forbid if McCrane works out and we keep him and he's good to go. Pinheiro is already on the IR. Nugent is like an IR that's going to be gotten away with a cash bonus. You know, but thanks for playing, Johnny. You know, here's your cash as you walk out on an injury settlement. That's gone. Because if the kid McCrane keeps going, you know, he's going to be, you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, hell, we had Pizza Boy last year.
Yeah.
So, you know, we'll see.
DiGiorgio. It's not delivery. It's DiGiorgio.
It's DiVecchio, DiGiorgio. It's Pizza Boy.
Yeah, but he didn't work out, unfortunately, for him. So the storyline has gotten interesting, Captain, for what we got coming up this weekend. You know, looking at it a couple weeks ago, it's the Browns. You got Tyrod Taylor coming in. They're like,
I told. Remember when we had the show at the very beginning? I said that the Browns were going to be a tough. They
were a sneaky team because they were supposed to be sneaky good last year because of all the defense they drafted last year, but then it didn't culminate into any wins. They went offense this year to add with what they did last year, and
they're an up-and-coming team.
They've gotten a tie and a win thus far this season as they're 1-1-1.
They got one win more than us, guys.
Damn right. Hell, the tie is even more than what we got.
Mm-hmm.
So they got 1.5.
Yeah.
Up on us.
That's right.
But not only that, their first win is by their big-time signing, their big draft pick this season, Baker Mayfield.
Number 1 draft pick.
Comes in off the bench, cold. Leads them to victory. The city, the fans lose their mind. Now their whole fan base is hyped. The team's hyped. Now they've got a buzz, and now they got to go on the road and play Oakland. Now it's a whole different. The kid's now got his first start. He just comes off leading them to their first win. But now it's a whole different storyline.
I tell you what, though. Remember, this is the most important thing. They have an extra 3 days because they played Thursday night, so they have that extra 3 days of rest / going over the playbook for us. So that's only going to help them. And they're going to need all the help that they can get. Mayfield being the rookie, which works out for good and bad. We don't have a lot of film on Mayfield because there isn't a lot of film on Mayfield. The only thing that you know that Mayfield is going to be the Johnny runaround, the Johnny Manziel 2.0, except a lot better and with a better head, okay? He's going to make plays on the run. He's going to run around, try to do things, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. He's an elusive person. He's a variable that we don't know a lot about. But that's going to work to our favor, but it's also going to work to his favor. So that's kind of a push right there. We don't know a lot about him, but he doesn't know a lot about the defense, which means our defense is going to need to run after and kill the bastard in order for us to have a shot at winning. That's the way it needs to be.
I've seen several of you ask the question about Navarro Bowman. We will touch on him right after this segment on the Browns. I've seen you ask. We will touch on it. I still think we can get this game at home. I still think this is a favorable game for us going back home. We've not played terrible the last 2 weeks. It's not like we're not moving the ball. We're getting in the red zone. We're getting down there. We're just not freaking scoring.
We should be scoring 30 points a game the way that the offense has been capable of doing. We're leaving a lot of points off.
Oh my God. I mean, we're not talking inside the 20. We're talking inside the 5.
Shit, we're talking inside the 3
times. You're getting we're getting right there to not be able to punch that in when you've got Marshawn Lynch, when you've got guys like Amari Cooper, Martavius Bryant, Jordy Nelson, and Jared Cook, and we're not scoring in the red zone. That is freaking ridiculous when you're that close. It's first down and we're throwing interceptions in the end zone.
Right.
With that kind of talent, there's something freaking wrong with that.
And by the way, we have a guy named Martavius Bryant that can run a jet sweep. I think the defense will know how bad that they can't friggin' cover it between the way the Rams and the Dolphins did it to us. Why don't we do that? Hopefully so. Hopefully somebody took a took a little bit of a pen and ink and put a Post-it note over on JG's door and say, hey, jet sweep, we got a very fast receiver. I think we might be able to run that. And friggin' Gruden has got a 1,000-page playbook. He needs to at least make sure that that's one of those plays because we got the right player for it. Give the ball to Martavis, man. He's gone. Just like Cordero last year. We should have done it more with him, too.
Yeah, we should have. I think he had... The rumor I heard was he wasn't really in the playbook that much, or he couldn't pick it up.
Same thing with Martavis Bryant. It's about the same players, swapping out of names.
But this is a huge game. I really think this is a must-win.
It is a
game.
must-win.
You can't. You got to look at the season in quarters, and we can't lose the entire first quarter of the season. We got to pull one win out of it, and then look towards the second quarter of the season. Because if we can come out at the halfway point, 500, shit. Then you just got to put your best foot forward and go through the rest of the season. But if we can get to 500 at the midpoint of the season,
maybe not even the midpoint. The fact is that the Raiders need to be they can't be no worse than 2-4 at the break. They got to have at least 2 of the next 3 has got to be wins. Hopefully the next 3 are wins to make it a 500 where that they go into the bye week and can do some things. But they cannot drop another 2 games. They got to win at least 2 of their next 3 to be at worst 2-4 at the bye. That will be in a very key record. Hopefully they can get there. I think they're going to do it this weekend, though.
I think they're going to do it this weekend too. I just honestly I just can't even bring myself to think of how the hell we can be 0-4 with all that talent and the way we moved the ball and got down inside the 5.
Inside the 1/2 yard.
The way we started the games. I mean, we're scoring on the first drives of games. Yeah. I mean, we're doing everything that you're supposed to do to win games, except
win games.
Cross the freaking goal line and put more than 3. And it's
unnerving.
I can't see us at 0-4. I just can't see it. I can't see it. I think we win this week, and we're looking at we got 2 games, basically home games. I mean, because the Chargers game's basically a home game too. So these next 2 games are crucial, and if we can win these 2, all of a sudden you're 2-3, and
And I'm gonna say
shit don't look so bad then.
Like I said, watch McCrane. I think McCrane is going to be the man this week because we should be blowing them out, but I'm not there yet. We should be scoring 30 a game, but I think McCrane's going to be the man that just call it a wild hunch on my ass. I'm Nostradamus.
Are you saying I should go pick him up in fantasy and make him my kicker?
I'm just saying that he's going to provide the winning points this week, whether it's 1 PAT or 1 field goal at the very end. Nostradamus says it's going to be McCrane. Who
saw that? Who said Bob? Okay, there was a post earlier. I don't know if anybody else caught it, but plenty of people did. Ariel. So Ariel puts up a post. Ariel puts up a post earlier that says, our next 6 games are all in California, blah, 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 blah. My God. The messages and comments.
You got to do the.
I don't even have it hooked up.
Yeah.
But
you got to do it.
The messages that I freaking got on Twitter, and the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell, Raider Reaction? You don't know London's in fucking England? I'm like, oh my God.
There's London, California.
Yeah, it's London, California. And I was getting all kinds of stuff.
There you go.
Fail, Ariel.
Fail. That's what was needed. It's okay. You know what? Ariel has been eating a lot of good food lately, and then he just had I
would go delete both comments.
Yeah, whatever.
Or both posts.
Yeah, don't worry, Ariel. I'll see you during the bye week, man. You're gonna hook me up with some good food, brother. Hook me up with some good food.
It was funny though.
London, California.
Yeah.
Well, there's Ontario in California.
I mean, regardless, it was still a good point, even though he missed the London game. But because all of the rest of the games are in California, so
for a while.
Yeah, the traveling is going to be to the minimum, other than that one long trip.
Other than that one
gigantic long trip, all the way
around the world,
halfway around the world,
yeah.
what have you. Yeah, that kind of little Just looked over a
slightly.
little bit. Yeah,
Slightly.
that's all right. All right, Navarro Bowman. I see it's obviously a hot topic because of his tweet. I hadn't really touched on it this week, so you guys brought it up.
We talked about it too.
You guys brought it up, so we will jump on it.
Yes,
he
sign the bastard.
He threw the tweet up about karma, but isn't there a reason he's sitting at home? He went and tried out with other people, Captain. Nobody else has wanted it.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It's got to be a give and take because he's sitting there in the Bay Area. Obviously, he doesn't want to go. He does not want to leave the Bay Area. His problem is he's asking for too much money. I say go after him and say, listen, Navarro, we know you want to stay here. You're asking too much. Knock it down a bit. And he will be the best linebacker we have right now as soon as he comes in. But he's got to relent on some of that money that he's asking for.
You call him up, you do the slide the envelope across the table, and just look at him and say, is anybody else calling you? Or do you want to play football? Your phone's not ringing, Navarro.
Karma.
There's fair payment in there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's it. And remember, it's not even a guarantee. And nobody has picked him up, even though that it's not even a guaranteed contract for the rest of the year. You can say X amount. You say, we will guarantee you this if you come in and play at a good amount. Okay? It's just got to be done. But you can't, it's got to be give and take between Bowman and the Raiders. I don't know what's going on. I know he had a good offer from Reggie, but he said no. But he's outpricing his services.
You know, and I don't. Navarro Bowman's on the team. Are we not 0-3? I don't think it makes a damn bit of difference. I don't think that changes where we're at. Is Navarro Bowman the cure to what has happened over the last 3 weeks?
Well, he's definitely better than the way that DJ has not been able to make a wrap-up tackle. But he's not the beat-all, say-all, oh, my God, we'd be 3-0 with him.
No,
even with he who shall remain nameless, we would still be doing the same. Okay, we should be 2-1, even without he who shall remain nameless. Okay, that's not the point. Okay, one linebacker does not make a difference. We should be 2-1, whether that linebacker is he who shall remain nameless or he who's been on the couch who's asking for too much money. It doesn't matter. Okay, I say sign Bowman, but make sure we sign him at a good rate. That's all. That's just the way I feel.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt. I mean, you can't have too many serviceable quality linebackers, but that's what I'm saying. It's all about money. Freaking sit down, get into a table to negotiate, and be bluntly honest and say, listen, man, you know, we'd like to have you, but you're way too goddamn expensive, and there's no reason for you to be expensive because your phone isn't ringing.
That's right.
It's called supply and demand. There's no demand for you, so. We're not going to supply you with that kind of money. But if you would like to play, and we could utilize you, and you could help the team, you would think there's got to be some sort of damn middle ground that it could come to. It's got to be, you would think, but we'll see. We'll see.
I'm more worried about the injuries of the guys that we have out there because there's a lot of key injuries that the Raiders are dealing with right at the very early part of the season. I think the one good thing I see coming back is that PJ Hall may be back this week.
May, yes.
May. Not June or July, but May. He may be back this week. And God knows we need another pounder in the middle because we don't have Jelly yet. Jelly, ain't coming back until week, 8, 9, or 10.
Yeah, at best, yeah.
So we need to have PJ Hall come back. I'm also concerned about right tackle where Donald Penn is still out with a concussion. And Brandon Parker
wasn't limited at practice the last 2 days, but I don't think he's fully cleared concussion protocol yet.
No, which means we're going to have Clemens or Parker again being a turnstile at right tackle against Myles Garrett. That scares me a lot. Myles Garrett against whoever we trot out there at right tackle.
Hold that thought, Brian. Hold that thought, Brian Roberts. We're going to come to that next. Hold that thought. Not necessarily him, but we're going to tie that into as a segue there. Carl Joseph has not participated due to a hamstring for the last 2 days in practice.
That's another key injury. We got friggin' Reggie Nelson back out there with the friggin' wheelchair. You know, I mean, God, can't we find somebody better than Reggie Nelson?
And Carl Joseph, he got like, I think 11% of the snaps at safety like 2 weeks ago, and then last week he only got like 5%. It's like he's playing less, and I don't understand it.
Is he playing less because of the injuries?
I don't know, man, and maybe that's why. I wonder because he left early in the game. I seen him go into the tunnel when he went, and it was early in the game when he went out, and maybe that's why. Maybe he's been just nursing a hamstring that hasn't been enough to get him on any injury report or anything, but something they were just hoping he could work through, and maybe that was it.
Well, one good thing is that, okay, for the third or fourth week in a row, Lynch is limited, but Marshawn's going to play. Arden Key was limited as well.
Yeah, Marshawn's
that's rest.
There's no reason to. It's a shoulder issue, and why put any wear on it in practice? He don't need fucking practice. You give him the ball, he's gonna run through people.
The good thing is that Nick Nelson's coming back. The kid, which we can use both as a punt returner, along with being that nickel or dime corner. And by the way, I think Worley comes back next week, so that'll be an upgrade to our secondary as well. So maybe we don't have to trot out old man Nelson over at safety and have somebody come back in and play for him.
But you know what? Honestly, over the past 2 weeks, the defense, they haven't been bad.
They've just been gassed at the end of the
but they shouldn't have had to be in the situation they were in.
The offense was
because the first 3 quarters of both of the last 2 games, the defense has done what they've needed to do to give the offense the opportunity to put themselves in the position to have substantial lead coming down the end of the game, where you don't have to freaking be going full bore and every plays they're coming down your throat.
The unfortunate thing is that the offense has let the wheels come off the tractor at the most inopportune times. About midway through the third quarter and onwards, they haven't been able to do what they need to do. They've shot themselves in the foot. They've had the drive, like I said, what should have been the game-winning drive, they throw an interception, or they have the 3 and outs at the inopportune time. It's the offense that's playing not quite firing on all of the cylinders. Once they do that, once they have the capabilities, and they do have the capabilities to score about 30 a game, I swear they have enough horses to do that, but they're misfiring. Those piston rods are not in sync. Okay,
yeah,
so you need to get it.
I've talked about it all week, so I'm not going to get into it. Is it cars? Is it the play calling? It's obviously a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. Yeah. Now, also, one of the issues that have been, and I'm going to touch on it because I've seen a little mention of Dez Bryant in the comments as well.
Who the hell wants Dez Bryant?
I don't want Dez Bryant. That dude's a cancer,
man.
a team cancer.
No.
He's like a Terrell Owens. I don't want him.
No. Who you going to get? Who you going to get rid of?
But I was just thinking. No. I wasn't thinking, but I seen the name, so it brought me to wide receiver. Next year is Coop's contract year. If Amari Cooper has not been consistent, he's not been the number 1 wide receiver he's never really been the number 1. I'd called Crabtree as much the number 1 as I would of him.
Yeah.
He was as much clutch for when you needed him as Cooper ever was.
Cooper has the capability. He has the potential, but he hasn't shown it yet. And oh, by the way, because of who his agent is, because his agent is the same as the one by He Who Shall Remain Nameless, okay? He hasn't done enough in order to get that contract that they think that he's going to ask for. No. Does not have anything in the books to get the money that he's going to ask for. Potential, yes. Has not shown enough to get the big contract. And by the way, if he asks for a big contract and he doesn't show anything for the rest of the year, I'm sorry.
You won't get it.
Sorry, no. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Would be prudent.
It's not
at this juncture to give him a big contract. Hell, friggin' Jordy's done more.
Yeah, because the thing is next year you could use your number 1 draft pick to go after the best goddamn wide receiver you can get your hands on.
I still think you don't want to go a wide receiver in the first round. I think you need to get Nick Bosa in the first round if the
If you
Raiders are up that
can,
high. Yeah.
I hope to hell we're not up that high, because if we're up that high, that means this season has continued along its current course.
I tell you what, Nick Bosa is a one of a kind because he's actually better than his brother Joey. I would consider swapping ones and throwing in an extra pick, not necessarily giving them 2 ones, but giving them a 1 in a swap and then like another pick later on to move up to get Nick Bosa. And I do not like Buckeyes, but I think Nick Bosa has shown enough for it.
Don't either, typically. Now, I've seen somebody say something about trading Coop. Now, and I'm in an interesting conundrum myself with Amari Cooper and Derek Carr. My fantasy league is a dynasty keeper league where you keep players season to season. So my core players that I've been keeping for several seasons have been Amari Cooper and Derek Carr, because I like to have the quarterback with their number 1 wide receiver, so you get that double score every time there's a touchdown scored between the 2 of them. It's like scoring 2 touchdowns, and I like, in 16 it was money, 17 This year, no, I lost last week basically just because Amari Cooper only put up 3 fantasy points. I lost by 7. So I would have won the game if Amari Cooper even puts up just what he was supposed to get on average. So I'm sitting now with it's even starting to affect my fantasy team if I keep his ass in there.
God forbid for fantasy.
Now
Here's my fantasy right here, okay?
Hey, I'm playing for money.
Okay, well, okay, I'll give you that. I don't gamble and I don't play fantasy.
I'm playing for money here. Okay. It's $1,000 if I win, and I'll take $1,000.
Okay.
To beat somebody, and
I know the best way to make $1,000. Don't bet it.
50 to make 1,000?
No, I said best way to make $1,000 in your pocket. Don't bet it. Anyway, go ahead.
I suppose.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
But do you keep him? I mean, basically the same situation as the Raiders. Is he consistent enough to keep, because he's killing my team as well?
No. I say this. I mean, the jury is obviously still out on Cooper. I want to see what he does for the rest of the year. And even if he has a decent year, it depends upon can we got one more. Is this his last year? We got one more year on him. I think we got one more year on him. I think he's kind of like what Khalil was.
Yes.
So we have him this year and we have him next year. I think I need to see a good year on Amari Cooper this year, and then we still have him next year, if I'm not mistaken. And if that's true, then he needs to basically play balls out for the next 2 years before I even am thinking about giving him a decent contract. So that's just me, though. That's just me.
Yeah, I was really high on the Coop bandwagon coming into this season. I really thought that he was going to really turn it around and come out strong this season, and he just hasn't. I've really been disappointed. I've considered benching him this week. I've considered benching Carr in place of Andy Dalton this week as well. And
who are the Bengals playing?
The Bengals are playing the Falcons.
Ooh, you know what? That's a hard decision.
It is a hard decision. Now, I know you're not a fantasy guy, but you're a statistical guy. So let me throw this out there. Now I'll throw these two, just the quarterbacks.
Right.
Because I have the choice. Derek Carr's at home, and he's playing the Browns. Yeah. The Browns allow the second least points for quarterbacks in fantasy.
Yeah, so, because they have the most takeaways in the NFL.
So fantasy-wise, through 3 weeks, the Browns allow the second least. So Carr is considered not a good start against the Browns D. Now, Dalton is going against the Falcons defense, who is number 4 for fantasy points allowed for a quarterback. So they're 4th for most allowed points.
That's an easy pick, man.
And
I'm sorry.
Through 3 games, Andy Dalton has scored 82 fantasy points, and Derek Carr scored 50 in my league. So
I'm going the redhead all day long. All day long.
But now here's the interesting curveball, though. The opposite owner that I'm playing just happens to have to start Baker Mayfield because Alex Smith is on bye this week. So that means I've got the head-to-head matchup of Baker Mayfield going against Derek Carr, and so that makes it interesting. So I think Derek Carr will do better than Baker Mayfield.
No, I'm still running with the redhead.
I
just like the pirate says. Used to, by the way, because they changed the ride at Disney World. We want the redhead. There you go.
There you
Andy
go.
Dalton.
It's a red rifle.
There you go.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter about win or lose, because he'll just put up stats. Yeah, that's all I care. Just stats. I don't give a shit.
Just stat, baby.
Who the fuck cares? All right. So moving on from that, because I have other forms for that. Now, one of the other questions that I've seen come up this week, and we touched on it the other day, was, and I want to get your thought on it, was the future running back. Now, obviously, Coop is young, so when we're talking about whether we're deciding to keep Coop, it's a long-term thing. Marshawn Lynch is a different scenario. We already know there's no way Marshawn's playing if the team's not in Oakland.
Right.
Once the team leaves,
and by the way,
Oakland Coliseum, Marshawn will not be a Raider.
You can add that to Martin, because the reason why Martin went home is because he's a local boy too. He's an Oaktown product.
I don't care about Doug Martin. You can set him on the curb right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's definitely not going to be there. He's not going to play for the team. Hell, he might not even be here at the end of the year. Anyway, point being, though, he's definitely not going to be there if if it's up to him, because he does not want to play in San Diego, and it's looking like they're going to play in San Diego, which is good for me because I got family down there. Anyway, future running back is sitting on the IR, and that's got to be Warren. But the other thing is this: we got Warren, you got the Smurfs that are still there. I think that at least one of them should still be there, be that change of pace back. I don't know why they're not throwing to Richard more. And again, DeAndre is on with an injury. So when DeAndre gets back,
he's been out there. I've seen him on the field in practice, but he's been very limited. And I don't know when he's going to be back. I've been looking for some word on when he's going to be back.
DeAndre will be a hell of a lot better change of pace back than Doug Martin is right now or ever will be.
I am so sick of seeing them shuffle Doug Martin's ass in there when it should be Marshawn Lynch. Like, goddamn. If you can shuffle somebody in, shuffle Richard in. Doug Martin, to me, just does... I've seen enough of the Doug Martin experiment.
Yeah, we're both in agreement there.
Send him packing. We tried to pick up somebody's trash they set on the curb anyway.
There's got to be.
No, what's in here?
Here's
some Doug Martin. We'll try some of that.
There's got to be a running back
got a little of this on it.
On a practice squad that's better than Doug Martin. I'm telling you, there's got to be somebody on somebody's practice squad that has more upside than Doug Martin. Get rid of him. He had one or two good
Chris
runs.
Warren the third.
The third.
I've already seen it. I've seen it in the comments about 20 times already.
We already know that that's our future, but we're talking about as well as Warren is the future. He's going to be the knockdown Marshawn of the next year.
And listen, I know everybody was all excited about Chris Warren the third,
third,
but he was the greatest preseason running back you all had ever seen. It was against second and third string defenses. So, and most of it was in the second half of preseason games.
Yeah, but also he was running behind a second and third string offensive line.
True.
So but you give him a better offensive line to
he
run
looked
behind.
Very raw to me.
Yeah, well, he's only going to get better.
Exactly, but he looked very raw to me. I know everybody would like to see him plugged right in, but I don't think he's ready to be plugged right in, and that's why he's been placed where he's been placed where he's at, and we'll take your time, and hopefully maybe the second half of the season we can work you in, and you can be something maybe in the playoffs, hopefully. And
did you say the P word? You said the P word.
I did. It's possible.
Wait a second. Time out. I need to see what he is.
It's possible.
Okay. It's possible. Anyway,
we have to win some games.
Those
along
of us,
the way.
Those of us that have a basis in reality. Okay. Again, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but right now, to say the P word,
Oh,
No.
we're in the wild card hunt already. We're out of the division. The division hunt damn near already.
We're in the wild card
fucking
hunt
3
for
games.
the wild. No, we're
Three
in the,
games
we're in the
out
hunt.
of the division lead already. Right out of the gate.
Yeah, we're in the hunt for the wild card for the hunt for the wild card.
Yes.
Yeah, we're the wild card for the wild.
We're already on the bubble.
Yeah, we are the bubble team.
At week 3. Jesus Christ.
We are the 66.
Where did it go wrong?
Yeah, in the top 64 of the NFL, we're number 65. And yes, I know how many
We're ranked
teams
number
there are.
15 in the AFC right now in the seeding. We're tied with the Texans.
There's one team worse.
The Texans. They're technically ranked 16th. I don't know how they pulled that off. It must be some.
We're better than the Texans.
It must be some metric. But I mean, we're both 0-3.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, how do you get? We're a less shitty 0-3, I guess.
No, I think that's we are a solid better
0-3 is
team than the Texans.
pretty much shitty, regardless of how the hell you look at it.
I tell you what, let's get to that last point because I want to make sure we get that before the hour's out.
All right, well, let's get to that because I have some point on that as well. The move to San Diego. There's been talk again of the lawsuit with the city suing the team for rights of the name.
They don't have the rights.
They don't have rights to shit. They've already left once before. the legal precedent's been set.
Right. I was gonna say they didn't bitch about the name moving when they moved from Oakland to LA back to Oakland. That means that they didn't care the first time. So why should they care this time? And by the way, Davis does own the right to the name Raiders. He's already copyrighted it.
And
F you, Oakland.
And what do you want? You want to keep some bastardized version of what used to be that's not even owned by anybody or operated by anybody that had anything to do with the lineage and the history of the original Oakland Raiders franchise? You would get, what would you win? You'd win some bastardized, bless you.
Man.
You'd win some bastardized version that you would just get to sit and hold for 2, 3, 4, 5 fucking years before they give you a franchise while all your players and half your fan base leaves and continues playing. That's what would happen. What the hell kind of win would that be?
No.
Who wants that?
And if so, you're saying that you're eventually going to get a new stadium that Mark Davis has been looking at. Not only has Mark Davis been looking at, but his father Al was looking at for years upon years upon years. And now you're finally going to get smart and get a new stadium. F you, Oakland. F you. Okay.
Yeah, listen. The city of Oakland had the chance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they weren't there a couple decades. Through many political regimes, nobody got it done, and it is what it is. They're gonna end up losing the freaking Warriors. They're gonna end up losing the Raiders, and they're gonna be stuck with the A's.
And the A's are looking for a new stadium as well. So again, that little area off the 880 in Hedgenberger, that's pretty much gone. Something's gonna happen, okay? Because the A's are gonna move over into that area by Jack London, which I think was the old Navy base. Or at least, I'm sorry, not the Navy. I think it's the nuclear area where there's a lot of toxic chemicals or whatnot. But hey, it's great for the A's. Whatever. Anyway, and then the Warriors are going to San Francisco where they originally were anyway, so that they're going back to their roots. And the Raiders.
You know what I would honestly like to see? Now I know you because you've got obviously some family in San Diego, you'd like to see them go there. But if we're not going to play in Oakland, to me, let's find a site in Vegas. Let's go play at the College Stadium. Let's go to the city we're going to be at. That's going to be our new home. And let's just go there and begin the transition and get into the community that we're going to be at. I don't want to be a vagrant team that we're gone here, so we're going to go here for a year and then kind of nomadic.
I got you, and I agree. And again, I love San Diego. I do. I love San Diego. I mean, the only reason why that I don't live in San Diego is A, it's too friggin' expensive, and B, there are a bunch of Charger fans there. But, other than that, San Diego is a great city. There's not even a lot of Charger fans there now, so it's good. Point being, though, is that I agree wholeheartally. If you're going to move to Nevada anyway, go next year. Now, having said that, that's the smart move. it gets you your fan base 1 year early.
Well, you can
The
get
point being-
your admin and all that stuff set up over there. You can get your administration, your office set up. You can have temporary offices over there. You can get your staff already started moving in that direction a whole year earlier. And so that way when the stadium and everything's up and running, and you could...
Bingo. Okay, you said the big point right there. Your stadium, because you have to find a place to play. And right now, the stadium that UNLV plays at is not up to snuff. And I'm going to say a bad word here. The Garglers actually play in a stadium, even though it only has I think a room for capacity of like 32 to 35. It's still a good facility that has capabilities for an NFL team right now. And by the way, they're going to be staying in it a year longer than what they thought, because the stadium in Los Angeles is already a year behind schedule. Point being, though, is that the stadium where the Rebels play right now is a little more, from what I understand, and I don't know too much about it other than what I've read, so I'm going to quantify my statement here. But from what I've been saying, it's a little more than a upgrade of a high school field.
Yeah, I've heard it would take substantial upgrades to be able to bring it up, to be able to host an NFL game and able to be an NFL facility. I've heard it wouldn't be a long timeline to be able. It wouldn't be. I mean, it's upgrades, but not gigantic, major upgrades. But it would have to be substantial upgrades.
But
made
you'd
to
have
it.
to do it now.
You'd
You'd have to start now.
You would have to start now. It would have to happen to be ready for next season, but that timeline could happen to be able to do that to an existing facility, to be able to get it up, to be able to be 1 year. You're only talking 8 games. It's only got to host.
Well, 10 technically with preseason.
Yeah, true.
And I'll tell you what, the preseason without a dome in Vegas, ooh, you talk about hot Miami.
Captain Jack won't be at that.
No, I will definitely, I'll give away, with my season tickets, those I will give away to charity, because anybody that uses those will definitely be worth giving them away for charity for a tax write-off. That's for sure.
Man, I really want season tickets to Vegas, but I'm waiting to see if the prices come down a little bit before I even consider it.
No, I'm already in for the penny, in for the pound. I already made that first payment on that GSL. Yeah, it was high. And with that a-hole that kind of ganked me on my construction, that was a hard bit of money to let go of too.
Well, see, if you got season tickets already, I'll just, the one you can't go to, I'll just have to buy off yours. Buy yours off you then.
We'll see. You'll be in the running.
I'll be in the running.
You'll be in the running.
I'll be able to bid on it. I'll be able to get a card at least, so I can get it on the auction.
Yeah, you'll be in on it. And I tell you what, I got great seats, man. I tell you, where the Raiders come out of the corner end zone, I'm right there, right next to the stadium, right next to the players.
Nice. Well, there we have it. Another Raider Nation Ricochet in the books. Captain Jack will be back next Thursday. He will also be on his page Sunday night for Ask the Captain. So make sure you call in, hopefully to celebrate our first victory.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're going to be doing Sunday night.
That's Sunday. And remember, I actually am in front of the Commish on Thursdays on another Ask Captain Jack. Thursdays on my page before I come over here for Raider Reaction. And don't forget, both my podcast on Wednesday, Coast to Coast Raider Nation on Spreaker, along with Andrea Trask, she has her podcast, Just Win Ladies. Make sure you go over there. And also be sure to hit up our other sponsor. Go, take it away, Commish.
Raider Nation Rings and Flags. All right, check out their Facebook page. We've got Black Friday tomorrow night, so you know what that means. We got some classic Browns Raiders action tomorrow night. And then I will be live at halftime for Browns Raiders, as well as directly after the post game. And then you can catch up with Captain Jack later on his page to, get immediate celebration,
right? And
then you can relish in it and then celebrate later with the captain. Because that's what we're going to be doing Sunday night. We're going to be celebrating our first W.
And also, remember, shout out to the Silver and Black Alliance as well. Great group of people. Make sure you hit them up as well. Good bunch of folks, too.
We are out. I will be back here tomorrow night for Black Friday. Captain will be back next Thursday. We're gone. Peace. Love. Raider Nation.